Before we start, I'm going to show you the engine bay of a 2007 model ISUZU Sportivo. Also, we're going to check the level of the automatic transmission fluid during the cold state of the engine. The vehicle must be parked properly with no road elevation. First, we must locate where the dipstick of the transmission is located. In this regard, most of the models from year 2004 to the latest models Sportivo X, Crosswind XUV-I and XUV having the same 4JA1 engine and with an automatic tranny, the dipstick is located between the accelerator, underneath the intake manifold and steering shaft. After locating the dipstick, we can now pull the dipstick of the transmission. As you can see, we have a flat type of kind of dipstick. We will wipe the dipstick first and we will return it. Pull it again for the second time. As you can see, it gives a false negative reading. It should be in letter C, or at least below the letter H. So nagpapakita siya na parang nag-overfill tayo, and that's because this is not the proper way of getting the correct or precise reading of the level of the ATF. We will again return the dipstick and we will pull the dipstick for the second reading in a different camera angle. It is still giving the false negative or incorrect reading. While doing this, we can also check for the viscosity and the color of the ATF. And we will wipe it off, wipe the excess oil or the ATF, and we will put it back in the transmission. We will pull it again for the third reading in a different camera angle. As you can see, it is very clear that it is located underneath or beside the intake manifold together with the EGR. And still, it gives you false reading. So napaka-normal ng kulay ng ATF natin. 10,000 kilometers pa lang yan. So I still have 15,000 kilometers more before ako mag-change ATF, or at least habang hindi pa nag-discolor ang ATF. Okay, so let's start with the correct way of checking your ATF. And we are home. After driving around for at least 1 kilometer, do not turn off the engine, park the vehicle properly, lower the elevation, put it in P or park initially, handbrakes on, while the hood is open and the engine is running. We can locate the dipstick of the transmission and we will be needing the assistance from my brother. dipstick, and immediately we can check for the color and the viscosity of the automatic transmission fluid. We will wipe off the excess fluid. As you can see, it is a flat dipstick and it is a letter H engraved on it, meaning hot or full ATF, and letter C for cold or near empty automatic transmission fluid. And then we will put it back and we will have a initial accurate reading. At this time, I'll be needing the assistance from my brother. I've instructed him to put the car in drive. And he just turned on the air conditioning system. Okay, so while he's stepping on the brakes, on the brake pedal and applying brakes, he will put the vehicle into D or drive. Take note that for added safety, handbrake is also applied. Okay, we can now pull the dipstick of the transmission while the engine is running. And then initially wipe off the excess fluid and return it and pull it again for the second time. You will see two letters again engraved, the letter H and C. Since we've driven the vehicle, it's turned on for minutes. The fluid should indicate that it is in each level, like this, indicating that you have a full level of ATF. And then you can check for the viscosity and color of the ATF. Do the procedure 2 to 3 times. Let's wipe off the excess fluid before returning the dipstick. Having our last reading. We can now pull the dipstick again, and for the last one, it indicates that it is always above the H level and it is normal and very healthy sa transmission. Also, the color and the viscosity of the ATF, it's very normal and nasa healthy state. The ATF should not be below H level, unlike the engine oil. That's its best if its level is a little below the indicator and not overfilled. The ATF is quite opposite with the engine oil. From the H level, it's better or it's best if the level of your ATF is at least 5 millimeters above and maximum of 15 to 20 millimeters. If your ATF is below the H level, fill it with the same ATF fluid you're using. For safety, I have instructed my brother to put the car in park. By the way, I'm using a Caltex Texamatic 1888 ATF. I'm planning also to use Aizen brand on my next oil change. 10,000 kilometers na kasi pinakbo. And by the way, ito nga pala yung D1 step na 1.1 temperature indicator. In filling and refilling your transmission with fresh ATF, use a funnel and put it in the same place where the dipstick is located and slowly pour some ATF. by experience, every time na mag-change ATF ako sa mga car shop or stations, laging below H level or between DC and H indicator. Madaling ma-burnout ang ATF lalo na kapag kulang. Also, do not check your ATF during cold state. It will show a false negative reading. Do not mix different brands of ATF with the ATF inside the system of your transmission. I'll be posting some reminders at the end of this video, and don't forget to subscribe. So stay tuned. Thank you.